Hey there, so thanks for stopping by my channel, and thanks for clicking on this one. This is a very special one, at least to me. I know there's a ton of other reviews out there. I'm going to take a look at Haslab Victory Saber. And Victory Saber is comprised of Victory Leo and Star Saber together and to make one giant robot. But who is Victory Saber? So Victory Saber first appeared in Transformers Victory. And Transformers Victory was done by the same, I forget his name, the same guy that did Mobile Suit Gundam. And it really shows in the designs. And there's some controversy over if Star Saber actually looks like a Transformer or looks more like a Gundam or not. I like the design. I think it's really cool. And if you haven't seen Victory, it is all on YouTube. It is dubbed, or not dubbed, it's subbed. So you'll have to read through it. But it's an interesting cartoon. And Star Saber is actually comprised of basically three separate pieces. You have the Brain of Courage, then you have the Saber, which is a bigger robot, and you have Saber that goes into the battle armor, which is essentially what Star Saber is, and becomes Star Saber. And then they combine with Victory Leo to become Victory Saber. Now, Star Saber has a really interesting intro in the very first episode of Transformers Victory, where he's walking along kind of like a Western theme. Really kind of an interesting beginning, and he's a swordsman, so he's really cool. Now the Brain Master is kind of where he keeps his consciousness, and that goes into Saber. I'm not sure why they did it, but it was a technique where they kind of took the consciousness and put him into a smaller body. The side effect of that was that he became very courageous. Each one of them have a different trait, and for Star Saber, it's courage. He is the Brain of Courage. How he combines with Victory Leo is actually Super Genrai, or God Genrai. And he gets deathly hurt by Deathsaurus. And he gets eventually reformatted into Victory Leo and given the ability to combine with Victory Saber so they can defeat Deathsaurus together. That's it in a nutshell. So this is my first Haslab, and I'm not really disappointed. There have been a lot of QC issues with this figure. I really don't have any. I have a couple things, little gripes, which I'll go over in the review, but otherwise, mine's fairly solid. So if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. While you're at it, hit that like button. Leave me a comment what you think about this guy, and let's say go. Okay, just for the sake of trying to make this really quick, I'm going to show this as an accessory, not really show opening the box or anything. I'm trying to make this video as quick as possible, because there's a lot of videos out there if you want to see the packaging. The packaging is beautiful, though. It has a wonderful rendering, drawing here of Star Saber and Victory Leo, and then it has like a red foil sort of color there, coloration. Let me move up my tripod, so you can see the top there, the Legacy, they're all the way down, and then Victory Saber, the Transformers Victory logo. On the side, we see everything that actually comes in the package. So we have Autobot Fire, Holly, the Brain of Courage, Victory Leo, and Saber. Man, there is a little scuff on that mark on that side. That's annoying. So on the back here, we have a picture of the combined form of Victory Saber, and on the stand, which also shows the ship right there, the V-Saber. And then giant Transformers logo up the side with another Victory. Now this could actually open up right here into secondary box art. So this is kind of an interesting take, and I don't know if they're sending these to Japan like this. It'd be really cool. So this is essentially like Japanese box art. You got the C-28 down there, and there's what the back of the box would be, and Japanese writing. And then we have here what we would see, basically the box contents and the different forms that you could put them in. So this is actually really cool too. It is reversible if you want to. If that's something you want to do, you could do it. It's kind of, I don't know. It's a weird idea. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to think, oh, more value for the money, but really, it's something that's going to put back. I'm going to put this back in the other outer box that came in and then put it away forever and never to be seen again. Please excuse my issues with my mic last time. I think I got it fixed. Moving on. This comes with a lot of stuff. So as you can see, it's a little too big for my review area here. But it does come with nice instructions that are printed actually in color for once. So it's printed in full color and shows everything that you could do with all these figures. This thing is massive and will not fit on camera, so use your imagination. It also comes with, to the disappointment of a lot of people, a sticker sheet, which, as you can see where they're cut there, which is for Victory Leo for his wings. Because of the plastic type, they couldn't paint it. And those actually go right there. Well, he comes with this is the nose cone of the ship for Saber. It also attaches to there's the blade right there. 2 cannons, which are painted nicely, but are pretty hollow. Handgun, again, it's kind of hollow. Has 5mm ports on either side, and blast effect compatible. And here is the giant blaster, which was a goal. Ooh, let's see if I can, there we go, get that in focus. And it does have a red tip, and it's painted with a little bit of red right there. This piece kind of moves down. This could go like that. And I think that piece moves as well. He has his shield, which is the blue's really nicely painted with the Autobot logo. Bunch of 5mm ports on the other side. This is a piece that connects onto the shield that allows him to hold it, and you could put it on Saber's arm, or Star Saber's arm. Now it comes with all these. Comes with 2 sets, which are just the same as Jetfire's blast effects, but they're done in like this translucent green, and they're also still rubbery. And you get the parts for the stand there. This is all paint, and this does rub here a little bit over time. Having this piece going in and out, I'm wondering if that's going to rub off. And then there's an adapter here for the what's it called, the V-Star ship. You also get this is a repaint of a Siege. I forgot his name in Siege, but it was a safety patrol or something like that. But this is Fire. And here is Holly. Of course, moving on to the figures, the big figures. This is Victory Leo. So go over him in detail in a minute. As well as Star Saber. Again, we'll go over these in detail. I will be trying to keep this review as short as possible, but there's a lot to go over. All right, we're going to start with Victory Leo, which is the reformatted version of Ginrai, or God Ginrai, Super God Ginrai. Now, he is pretty cool. I know there's a lot of people that have trouble with the chrome. Luckily, mine is perfect. There's the head sculpt on there. Going down. Some of the paint isn't exactly perfect. Not flawless paint for sure. There's also some more gripes I have. I'm going to turn them around. See where the back of the wings, the red stickers go there, which I won't be putting on. Now he has these pieces here, which these can connect to. So you can go ahead and just peg that in there. Like that. And these can actually point forward. And they're also on a little hinge so they could go up like that. So for now, let's leave them down. You could also take his giant gun, which he stores actually in the cartoon, like this on the side, and you could actually peg this in to a port on the side. It does stick out pretty far, so it, you know, you can just kind of hold it like this. He goes, there you go. And then blast away like that, which, you know, it's cool. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna take that out for a minute, put that aside. So let's get into just a quick size comparison with him. Here he is with Earthrise Prime. So you can see he's got a little height on him as far as the top of the head is concerned, but they're roughly the same size. All right, and real quick articulation on this guy. So I was surprised about the hips here. Could actually move out somewhat further than I thought they would be able to because of this leg. He does have a thigh swivel, which there's a bunch of hollowness in here. Now, I don't think this should be a thing on something that is a Haslab. This, I could understand it to save plastic and save cost over, you know, a run on a bunch of figures, but for something that's made to order, I don't see the reason why this is necessary. His leg does move 90 degrees. Now, he doesn't have ankle tilts, really, because it's a block, but he has toe tilts, which can go down and up. Arm, go all the way around. Bicep all the way around. Over 90 on a single joint. And he does have, it's very tough to turn. You can turn his wrists. His wrists do have wrist articulation, but mine's very tight. Head is just on I think it's a mushroom peg. Can only turn all the way around. But I guess you look up if you want to completely break it. You can look down, because this is like kind of a hinge that does this. So you get him to kind of do a good downward look. He has no waist articulation. That's because he splits apart, and there's just really no good way to do it. Oh yeah, his legs ratcheted. Go about that far. You can move his back piece up, and his leg go back further. So besides the waist, it's okay. I mean, you could get some good poses out of him for sure. He does transform into like a lion sort of character, and it's fairly easy to do. So first things first, he has Combiner Wars legs, so just Combiner Wars his legs down. Like there's 2 tabs that basically correspond with this. Out, down, and in. And if we can get that. This is kind of hard to, there we go. It's kind of hard to line that up. I find it difficult sometimes, so if you see me kind of messing with it on camera, it's kind of annoying. But you kind of got to line you can't really see it, but you line it up and it goes pretty tight. Then these tab together, like so. I think we could move this back. I think that's kind of the way it goes. Take his head here, and you're supposed to like bend this piece down, which is, mine's really super tight, and I was afraid I'm gonna break, there we go, break something on it. Bend that down. I'm gonna take his tusks. I'm gonna lift his head up real quick, kind of move these out, put that back down. Take his arms, come around, like this. I also realized we didn't go over articulation, but he has, his head could, yeah, I'll go over it. I'll go over and go back to robot mode. So go ahead and take his arms, put them like that. Take his back legs, turn them around, kind of just undo it on either side, around, down. So there's his basic lion mode that you could take. You could actually leave these on for transformation. I don't know why I took them off. But these connect. So like that. One thing he doesn't have a joint here on his paw, I guess. I would really like that in mine. You notice the way it kind of sits. He likes to kind of, well, maybe he's not doing on this surface, but he likes to slide down a little bit. The joints aren't weak on him, but it kind of messes with it. So you can move his head like this. Of course, it'll always push in the mane. His arms, front arms, they do go up this way, much as it can, anyway. Legs articulated, somewhat articulative, if that's a word, but kind of right there. And the arms with the shoulders out, elbows pretty far, and biceps. That's pretty much all the articulation you get on him in this mode. So he has another mode as well. And it was kind of silly. You just kind of take him and put his legs back. If I get that to move, we just kind of fold these up. I think it goes like this, if I can remember correctly. Move his wings out. Like so, head up. That's on this little hinge here, turn it all the way around. Like so. Guns can turn around. And he's kind of got a, he's like this. It's kind of a plain mode, which is blocky and silly. It's just, it's very silly to me. And you can attach the big gun to it, but it's just, I will never ever be using it in this mode at all. One thing I did forget is his mouth does open and close. And now on to Star Saber. So for Star Saber, he does have many more options for weapons. You do have this piece here, this gun that will go into his hand. His hand has the jet fire thing. I don't know if you can see it, where, see this little, goes out and in, and you can fit his gun in the hand, like so. If you want to wield his shield, you take this piece here, and really you can put it anywhere, but it's supposed to go in the middle here. So it's like that, so you can have him hold it in his hand like so, or you could clip it onto the side of his arm by these little clip points, like that. He has the front of his jet. You pull that down, and you could go ahead and, you see this is a little cross there, if I could get in focus. This is supposed to go one of two ways. It's supposed to go this way, which is the standard way of doing it. So you get his sword that looks like this, or you're supposed to be able to keep it like this as well. But mine does not want to stay in there. Like either way, it just pops right out. I can't get it to stay in. So I don't know what's causing that. So it's like that. And you go ahead and just stick that in his hand. So he has his sword, like so. So he's pretty good and armed up. You could also have the large cannon, but that's more for Victory Saber mode instead of Star Saber here. But getting up close on him, he has a really nice looking face sculpt there. See if I can get even closer. His sword's getting in the way of my camera. There we go. Paintwork is decent on mine. That is not the way across the board. Chrome, also again, pretty good. Again, nice detailing on him. Much more than the Masterpiece, which I wish I had. I don't have the G1 either. Moving down to that yellow and red crotch area. The paintwork on the legs there. And his big old feet. Even this is painted. Pretty nice. And a ton of detail on the back, but a lot of screws show up too. And detail on his backpack. And all the way around. So I would say he looks pretty excellent. He is kind of chunky. He's not as lean as some of the other versions of him, like the Masterpiece is much more lean, but he's not quite there, but he's got more chunk. And here he is with Prime. So you see he is much, much larger than Victory Leo. Okay, I have removed the accessories. So I'm going to go over articulation first. So let's just get up here for the head. The head is not 360. You can move about that far, about that far. It's kind of a cool mechanism to do it. He could look down a bit, and he could look up, but without that far, without actually breaking it and seeing the little head underneath. But overall, pretty cool. His arms these are very tough ratchets. So I will do 360. There is no this way at all with it, which is a shame, but you can kind of unhinge that and kind of get him, get a shoulder right there. Shoulder, I don't know what they call that. But this bicep piece go out that far, and he has a complete 360 at the bicep swivel. His elbow is 90 there, and then a little bit more there. So he gets a little past 90, and he kind of cheated a little bit. We're getting a little bit more. And his hand, of course, like I showed earlier, can open and close and can swivel 360. Now he does have, oh, I pulled him out. He does have a waist, which is 360. Move that arm out of the way. And so these are on hinges here, here, hip skirts, very strong ratchets at the hip. And you could go all the way around. Also not hollow on this guy, which is nice. Knee, soft ratchets, a little less than 90. And then the feet have a little bit of A-post. Not a lot, just enough to get you by. So his articulation is okay. But as you notice, see, he's kind of loose up there, which I'll go over when I go over the trailer. It is a little on the loose side there. You could kind of break it and get him an ab crunch, but I don't want to do it just because of the of Saber that's in here. There's a hinge, and there we go. Oh, there. He got a little bit of an ab crunch. So, because this whole piece will unsnap here, and you can snap it back. There. So he has an ab crunch. Yay, ab crunch! All right, now to get Saber out, let's unhinge or untab these pieces here, which will become the legs, and that's on either side. Unpeg this from the back, put that down, go ahead and press that button, and it comes right out. So go ahead and just kind of put that aside. Then we take off the helmet, revealing Saber's head. And then what we can do now is we take the legs, kind of open them up, or pull them forward at the hips, pull them apart. So we have something like that, which looks funny. And then take these pieces, kind of combine a warzy again, and kind of, this is a hard joint here for me. Mine's very tight, so please excuse me a little bit. And move that around, and then back, and there is a little slot there to get that to slot in place. You can find that. There we go. Again on the other side. Okay, now take his shin pieces here, take those up and snap them down. Snap them down. His feet, pull out, come around. Turn around and take his fists out, very hollow. Arm at the shoulders, double joint there. Arm at the shoulder, double joint there. Again with the fist. And we're done. We give it focus. There is Saber. So Saber, as you can tell, is very, very small. All right, so now we can see him kind of in size. Let's get a comparison with Prime. So that is how Earthrise Prime stacks up. So he is very, very small. He's like a deluxe size, I guess, modern deluxe. So a couple things with this guy. You take this piece here, this hilt, and this becomes a shield on the shoulder. And this gun here in his hand. And I think he looks pretty decent for his size. I think he looks pretty good. No problems with him. He has tight joints, good paint work. You see all that paint on there, the Autobot logo on the white and the silver and the yellow. I'd say he looks pretty good, pretty accurate to the show as well. Head can turn just like Star Sabers because it's the same mechanism. The shoulders, he has more movement in the shoulder. He has biceps, 90 there, ball joint to the wrist, so it is can go in and out and all around. He has a waist, which you can kind of get all the way around. Also, he has a ab crunch. His leg can go out that far. 360 swivel at the hip. A little less than 90 there at the knee. Also go the other direction. The feet, again, the A stance is a little lacking there. He cannot move his head up or down at all. So that's pretty much what you got with this. Now for the brain of courage. So you take his chest open here. If I could get that open. It's on there very tight. There we go. And there he is inside there. Now to get him out, just kind of gotta... there. That works. Slam him down like that. So we have the brain of courage. And he is dinky, dinky, dinky. So you just take the head piece here, move that around, become a backpack. If I could do this without breaking it, that would be fantastic, because it is a piece of translucent plastic. Yay. For translucent plastic. I get that in focus. So there's some paint work that shows up in with the blue and the gold on the chest. Nothing on the head. But he is very little. And he has, oh yeah, there's feet too. An articulation. He can sit down. And he has shoulder articulation with ball joint, so he could zombie walk. That's about what he could do. Now he is very, very tiny. Just to give you an idea, there is a Titan Master. We're going to stand up there. So that's how small he is. He is dinky, dinky, dinky. Teeny, teeny, tiny. So let's just set him aside real quick. Let's not lose him. Take away this gun. Take away the shoulder blaster there. Now we're going to transform this into a jet. So what you want to do is you want to just take the head here, move that in. Doesn't go all the way in, but that's okay. It doesn't need to. Take this, and this kind of barely fits. But that fits. You can just snap it together. Put the hands back in. Move the feet back like this. And then combine towards the legs again. Kind of open them up. Put that back in there. Then tab the legs together. Which we still have this kind of loose piece here, but you see these big gaps. You want to take the arms, just kind of rest those in there. You do that on either side. That'll kind of hold it. Holds it together just a bit, so you can't really move it. So then what you're going to want to do is take his wings, move his wings out, the tail wings there, like so. We have something that looks like this. And then take this piece here. You want to make sure that this is pushed all the way in, and there are 2 tabs here and 2 slots right here. I have seen some people that have had these not punched out. Mine, luckily, I do. Go ahead and stick that directly in there like so. And then go ahead and open up cockpit, which you can still fit the brain of courage in, like so. So he could pilot the little jet here. So that's very cool. It doesn't have any landing gear. I wish it did, but I like the little jet. And let me show you one point that I don't like. This is flimsy, City. And that's scary that over time that this could stress, if not break. That is something I'm not a huge fan of. But so let's go ahead and get him into it's called V-Star ship. It is fairly easy. It's not a hard transformation whatsoever. I like to take his fists, put them all the way in like this. Actually, before we do that, let's take him into his base mode, because I think that's even easier to get into. So let's just do that. Go ahead, still same thing with the fists. Same thing with the arms. So what I'm just going to do is we're going to open up this panel here. Again, combine towards it down and around, back, I can get the tab to tab together. There we go. Same thing on this side. Open that up. Then it's going to put this like this. All the way around. Oop, his leg is coming undone. Take his leg and move these panels out. Hip skirts. That. That. He pretty much just does the splits. And then you could take the shield and attach it. So these little pieces here are supposed to go in these. So like these, they got little holes there, or slots, where this is supposed to slot in. And it's very difficult because these things move, so they don't really stay, like at all. This thing does not want to stay. Luckily, it is on a mode I will not be using. So I'm just going to set that up there. I can't get that to stay. So they're supposed to go on. We could pretend. That's the base mode. These can go up and down, and you can attach blast effects to it, like so. So, yeah. This will be the last time this is ever in this mode, because there's no way I'll ever display it. It's not really much of a base. But you do have ports here. You can put on some guns. You can put on the giant gun. You can really do what you want with it there. So let's get this into jet mode. But from here, it is fairly easy. We're just going to take these flaps, move these flaps up, like so. And then we're going to take the hip here, break it apart, both sides. Arms come down. Now, lining this up sometimes is annoying for me because these flaps don't like to stay. So you see these flaps already come undone. This happens a lot. So go ahead and open up that flap. It's got a slot there and a tab there, and again a tab in the bottom. So we're gonna take it, and this is very difficult. This hinge here is super hard. Get them down, and then go ahead and push that on. You can see it's staying now, right? Well, if I had it in camera, so you can see it's staying. Also, I'm afraid of yellowing on these panels because these are usually the type of plastic that tends to yellow. Go ahead and see on this side as well. That. Let's actually see if I can get that lined up first. You're going to line up all these tabs there. Let's see if this lines up. Okay. See if I can keep that shut. Yeah, see. Lesson in futility. I have got it to work, but there. Oh, popped out. So, yeah. That sucks. I don't like that. And I don't know exactly why that's happening. First time I transformed it, it didn't do that, and it stayed all nice and tight. And now every time subsequently, it has happened. Let's see if I can't get this side to stay securely. Pop that in. That. There. Got that side in. I think it's something with some of the ratchets or some of the other pieces on here. I can't. Because I would think that there's this piece here would actually slide into, there's like a slot there, but it doesn't do it. And get that to stay. And it's not wanting to stay. But anyhow, so moving on from this, go ahead and take these flaps and the wings, move them out. The backpack piece here, down, and go ahead and just for now we can tab that in there. So we have this part of the ship up. It looks like I forgot his feet. Take his toes. Toes rotate in, around like this. Rotate in and around. So just for now, we're gonna go ahead and put down these landing gear, which go up like this. We'll put that down, and we're almost there. Take the ship from before and go ahead and the wings down, fold these wings up like so, and he will connect directly in. Here it's snap, and it's connected in. So there is the base ship mode. Oh, I did forget one thing. The helmet. We're going to take the helmet, with the face up, ears down, push them in like that, and that actually just slides, friction slides directly there. And there. That is the basic ship mode without Victory Leo on it. Now with this, you can connect the shield onto the back via this tab here, like so, if it holds. Because this just kind of is a big open area in the back. So you kind of got to do that. That kind of fills in that gap area a little bit. But you connect all the guns on it. As for the stand here, which I can show you this now. So we go ahead and put this on like this. Take that little adapter piece. It goes like, I think it goes like that. And then take that, and that kind of just goes directly on here. Kind of got to get this, that little slot and peg in there. Oh, of course that falls off. There we go. And there we have, I mean, it does not look stable, does it? But it's okay. Still, it's a cool stand to have. I do like stands. It is neat. Kind of gives it that masterpiece look to it. I do like the stand. All right, coming back to Victory Leo, what we're going to do is pretty simple. Just go ahead and take his fists, turn around to his paws, because we just want to hide him. Really take his head, move this piece. If I could do it up and around. His head, turn his head all the way around. That goes down. Put the feet back in. Take the legs, combine them back in to collapse them. Tap them together. Move the arms out of the way. Make sure these are straight because these are integral to this piece, this mode. So we go ahead and take this here. We're gonna move that up. It's gonna play a part in connecting this. And so on these panels here, you see the one that won't close, which does present a bit of a problem, but let's go ahead and close that for now. There are slots right there, or slots right there, and tabs right here. So you want to go ahead and put this in either side, like so. As you can see, that slot's already wanting to come out, and push the other one out. So you're going to slot that in, and then there's tabs on the underside of here, that tab in here. Tab very securely, actually. So you go ahead and close that down. It's very difficult to do on camera, so I'm going to do it like this. There. And we're going to go ahead and do it like this. And slide that in. Close that up. And then we could take, move these back around, take his wings, fold those out, like so. Take the shield, peg that in there. Back out that I messed up. There we have the full ship without the weapons. As for weapons, there's tons of 5mm ports. You can put them pretty much in anywhere. You could slide this in like that. Put this to the side. Put this up here, which is kind of the way I like it. Take this gun. Go ahead and peg it in there. So you could have them really fully armored. Oh, I did forget some of the most important ones, which are the big cannons. Plug those in the back here. And this is impressive. That is, I mean, it's pretty massive. Like, it is very, very impressive. I mean, it's chunky. I mean, it's just huge. It's heavy. You know, it is just very cool. It's just really neat. I think it looks fantastic. I mean, look at that. This is something else. This is cool. I love this. This is really awesome. All the color that shows up on it. I mean, you can really tell the Gundam influence that the lead designer had on the show. That really influenced Transformers. This here is massive, and it's fun. I just want to show you real quick. Get a big Transformer here. Just so happen to have the Bumblebee Striker there. I mean, it is large, super large, and super chunky. That's rad. I'm just gonna go ahead and stick this in the background because we do have two other characters to go over, and that is Holly and Fire. To get them in focus. Now these guys are just repaints of the Siege Micromasters, so there's not really much here, but these guys are sort of the biggest disappointment of this set, where if you just move his leg up, it comes right off every time. This isn't even something that's like, I mean, it's every time. You just gotta put that back. But they transform relatively okay. I'm gonna move that arm. Let's see if I can get these to transform without coming off. Nope, unsuccessful. Every time a leg pops off, every single time. So these are, like I said, the most disappointing thing about this. I mean, I guess they were just like backers. It's really cool though that they have the that Deathsaurus was funded, and they just announced that they're going to have those. The rest of this group with it. Turns into a little police car here. And then you have Fire, which a little bit easier on the legs. He has waist articulation. You're going to move those out. I'm going to take this off or move that up. Fold the legs in. The white pieces go in there. And arms up. And connect those little tabs. Then you could take this piece here and fold that out. So you have these two of the Rescue Patrol. The other two have been apparently captured by Deathsaurus and will be included a year and so many months from now. Let's get this guy into Victory Saber mode. So first we're going to take this. That's how he was in the ship. And we're actually going to take this piece off of the chest. So this piece slides in, slides frictions in here really. Pretty tightly, which is nice. So it doesn't ever come off. So we move this up and pull this. There we go. So the pieces just kind of come apart. And you go ahead and take the body here of Victory Leo and pull them apart. You see these two pieces like this. I'm going to do this one first since it has the difference of this little tab here, the connector piece. Come on, camera. Take the foot. Go ahead and put the foot around. Take this red piece and push it up because this becomes the bottom of the foot, so that will get in the way. You take this piece right here, move it up, break the leg like so and around, and there is a slot and that tab that you just kind of find your way in the dark here to get it in there. There we go, right there. Then you have this piece here, pull that piece up, this little connector, red connector piece, up like so. We have one foot. Okay, and we have both of his stompers. So for this part here, pretty much keep it how it is. It's going to be this part that actually connects to him, so we're going to go ahead and take the lion head and put that in the back, kind of like that. Go ahead and keep the arms folded up if you already have them folded up. Wings come out, these pieces come up. You take Victory Saber here, turn them around on the back, and you'll see a port here. And there's a slot there, and there's some like snap pieces where this will snap around. This is actually hard to get in, but once you do get it in, it stays really well. So give me just a second here. Oh, there's a little slot there, or a slot there that tabs in with that tab. So go ahead and just take this, and there we go. That was easy, easier than I've had it done before. Take the shoulder pieces, and go ahead and slot that in, and that stays very well in the back. So we got that. So with the feet, what you're going to want to do is go ahead and fold them up like you were transforming into the jet. Like this, so you get these little nubby pieces out. And you take one of the feet. And there's a connector there where that connects onto. There we go. Then you take this piece here, and this piece slides right over the little nubby foot. It's actually really good. It's very solid. Same thing for the other side. And there we have him. And he is giant in this mode. He's just huge. So you can take his, I mean, all his weapons really fit on him. Go ahead and take the saber. Stick that back in. Get these guns mounted on the shoulders. Giant gun of ultimate doom in his hand. Shield if you so desire. I gotta move these up and out of the way. I wish these snapped in a little better, but get him far back so I can actually fit him in camera. He is massive. Again, let me get out my trusty comparison. Top of his prime, huge. This is impressive. This is the reason for this. I mean, this looks amazing. At first, I wasn't even caring if there was Victory Leo on it, but now that's how I'm going to display it. I was going to display them separately, but I think I'm displaying them like this because this looks amazing. So as for the stand, you can move it around. Here's kind of what I was saying earlier. So if you have it like this, this piece of blue plastic slides over the top of this, and it's directly on it. So over time, that will definitely cause a problem. You kind of actually put this on backwards. Probably mine sooner than later if I keep doing that. So put that like that. You take Victory Saber right here, and he has a hole in the butt. And you slot that in. And there he is. And wow. I mean, wow. You can go ahead and attach any of these blast effects. I mean, he is cool looking. Now, I just got to find space for him on my shelf. So let's move on to the final thoughts. So overall for my first Haslab, I like it. I really enjoy it. I don't like some of the hollow parts on Victory Leo. Star Saber doesn't have those, and when he's combined, you really only see it under the guns. I know there's a third party that's going to correct that. I think he's chunky and good. I ended up backing Deathsaurus as well, so a year from now, I'll be doing another review of that one. But my biggest hope for this thing is that it doesn't yellow. There's a lot of these little nylon pieces that like to yellow on other figures, and only time will tell. I've seen a lot of QC issues with him. Not mine, thankfully, but so far, yellowing hasn't been one of them. Anyway, I appreciate you sitting through this whole review. Even if you skipped around, that's okay too. I'll talk to you in the next review.